cleaned up nice. Now for the body. Bad, not too bad. Who are you?
Tyler.
I'm Tyler.
No, I'm Tyler.
All right, so I'd mentioned in that Trans Am video that the Trans Am release video, the red Trans Am, that we got a new guy starting, and here he is, Tyler Craig. Tyler, tell us what you're best at.
Just a jack of all trades, master of none. Just do a little bit of everything. So looking forward to learning and growing and seeing what else we can.
Fabricating is one of them. Nice big old hole in this fender on the 50 Chevy that we're fixing right now instead of getting a whole new fender. Nice little patch panel right here we can, kind of stitch in there. You work on like side projects as well. It's kind of what got you into this in the first place, kind of like I used to do, before GKR, I used to work on stuff on the weekends, and you kind of do that now. What are you working on now?
I've got a 69 Chevy short bed that's full frame off restoration going on at the house. So
so this kind of speaks your language right now.
Oh yeah,
where this truck is.
Yep.
We've been wanting to do a truck for a while, so we're glad this came in, and we may do more because trucks really aren't that bad, and you can make some pretty good money on flips anyways.
They're hot.
You get the right truck. Throw an LS in a Chevy, old Chevy truck, and you're, it's gold. But what about dream cars? Some of the guys have mentioned their dream cars.
Oh, dream cars. I mean, I'm a Chevy guy, so love the vets. I had a Cadillac CTSV as well, so.
Austin back there. Cool. Well, maybe we'll build one of those dream cars and sell it like I always do, and then you guys can feel my pain.
I'm guilty of that as well.
That's the problem with doing this as a full-time job, is building dream cars and selling them. But no, Tyler comes. Today is actually literally his second day. So throwing him right at the fire. He started taking out some of the old rust from the 50 here. You can kind of see where we've gotten on it. Just taking out the rust, there's really not a lot for how old this truck is.
No, that one's
we'll call it clean relative to what age it is. But new metal is on the way. We'll get it kind of put in there. Get all these spot welds that are drilled out now, welded back, and should have a nice cab to start spraying and getting back together. So the body work really overall, not just the cab, is pretty good. A little spot here and there where, like in this fender, there's a little spot, a little ledge inside there where kind of dirt over the years probably just sat and held moisture and kept rusting. And that's what he's fixing right now. So I'll let you get back to that. But let's go check out the frame. All right, so this frame, it is very clean, again, for a 1950 truck. No real rot, any of the thin stuff, There's like a little cover over there that had some rust. We're taking it out. Outside of that, the frame itself, really strong. But as you can tell, maybe not tell, all the bracketing for the leaf springs, it's all gone because we're going to coil over. And up front, we're switching over to a rack and pinion power steering. So to accomplish all that, we need a new cross member up here. One, because we're going to have that LS, that 5.3 LS in here. We need a little more power stiffened up here. But then also, we need the coilover set up for the strut towers, the upper and lower control arms, all that good stuff. Do the same in the back, but just, with the rear end, solid axle rear end. But essentially, this kit's pretty nice. So this comes from Heights, which I think I've mentioned before. But now that we've got it actually all kind of cleaned up and cut out, this will go in here. This is our right side. This will essentially go right in here. We've got our mark, which, hey, it does actually match up. Imagine that. You can kind of see where this strut tower is. That's how it should theoretically look. We'll be starting on that here pretty soon. It's a lot of measuring 3 times, because 2 times is not enough before you start cutting and welding. And sometimes I made plenty of mistakes measuring 3 times. So doing some measurements. We got initial marks here for where it needs to be, because you know it measures off of these front holes that are factory holes. So all right, so this doesn't look like a 50 Chevy truck frame anymore, does it? We are, you know, we knew what we were buying, we knew what it looked like, but until you actually put it on, it's like really cool now that we've got it together and welded in. It's a few little things here and there we gotta do. We gotta make a little clearance for the rack and pinion, and then get a little more done in the back, obviously. But it's pretty much where stuff's gonna be is where it's gonna be right now, or is where it's gonna be. So it's really cool seeing it come together. You know, we're not gonna build everything as far as like, you know, putting this hub and everything on, because we'll put it on but not tighten it and fully install it, because we're gonna take some of this stuff off and paint the frame, paint all the parts that are, you know, bare metal. So we've got the cab torn apart, body parts over there, some little spots here and there that we fixed, little patch marks that was cheaper just to put a new patch of metal in, because the rest of it was perfect, than to buy a whole new fender, especially as big as some of these fenders are. But as far as the rest of the cab, we've got it all torn apart. There's one thing we were waiting on to tear the footwell out, was getting the new metal, which we have in here. We got some new sides, we got some new floors. I mean, yeah, fancy. So we're gonna get all this kind of set in there where it needs to go, draw some lines, cut a little bit more metal out, and then we'll start welding. But you don't get to see that today. You get to see that in the next video on this truck, which will be this going in, this probably being done, and maybe even the first round of primer going on. So we'll see you on the next one.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Boom, nailed it.